Okay, you ready?
Yep. Sorry, you want to redo that? I had a little scratch.
A fish made me thirsty. That fish made me thirsty.
You're listening to the podcast where we talk about life, sports, family, and everything in between. Welcome to Just Talking Out Loud with your hosts, Ron and Terri.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Just Talking Out Loud. I'm Ron.
And I'm Terri.
And we are happy to be with you today. A lot of great things that are happening now. We are finally on YouTube.
Yay.
We are on YouTube. Now, we don't have video. If you did have video, you'd see Terri curled up in a blanket.
It's cold down here.
It's cold down here. And
compared to upstairs. And I've been working my butt off all day.
So we are finally on there. So if you'd like to listen to us on YouTube and leave us a message, or you can just go to the episode if you already listened to it and just leave a message at the bottom of that, because there's ways to do that. And subscribe on there too if you don't mind. That'll really help. And then also we have SpeakPipe, so you can at the bottom of all our episodes there's a bunch of links, and one of them is for SpeakPipe. And when you click on the link, this little microphone comes up, and you push on the button. And you have 1 minute to say something about the episode, or maybe you have a comment or something that maybe we ask you to reply to. And actually, I did have here it is. I'm going to see if we can get people to answer this question. This was something to launch on social media. I guess I probably should have done that before this, but the question was, what can you and your spouse not do together because you might kill each other? So there might be something that you just, maybe it's being in the kitchen at the same time because there's just not enough room in here for more than one person.
That's our kitchen.
I don't know where I heard that before. I can't imagine where I heard that story or heard that phrase. But anyway, if there's something out there that you and your husband just can't do, I'm trying to think of something that I'm sure there is that we just, don't do together, although we try to do things together. Might get on each other's nerves while we're doing it.
You clean the kitchen while I'm messing it up.
Yes.
And there is enough room as long as you stay over by
I
the
stay
sink.
over here, you stay over there.
But there's not
a lot of times,
room
though,
in
you
our
need a
kitchen.
spoon, and that's over where I'm at.
Yeah.
Or I need a towel, and that's over by where you are.
Yeah. Well,
That's just how it is. Well, you can leave us a message on SpeakPipe.
our kitchen is a little bit better than them galley kitchens, like that one you saw on there was a house like ours.
Yes.
And the kitchen was just like they renovated it, but they didn't put any more cupboards in it.
Yeah,
They didn't put any more counter space in it.
I was trying to remember how much it cost. Was it over $300?
It was like, yeah.
And the kitchen,
Was it $340 or $240?
I thought it was $3 something. And I'm like, there's nothing, they didn't do anything in the kitchen.
They wanted for it or something.
Oh, and I know what it was. It was a split entry, just like ours.
But it's where it's at. It's at in a nicer
Oh,
area.
it's a lot more
a ritzier
yard.
there?
Was
there? No, I don't
there was
think
a yard.
so. I didn't think there was that much.
I didn't think it
more.
was that much of a
We've got two
a ritzy
lots with
area.
an in-the-ground pool. I didn't see no in-the-ground pool.
No, there's not. But the kitchen just wasn't great.
There's no way I'd spend that kind of money with a kitchen. I mean, I guess some people like to eat out a lot, and so they don't use their kitchen a lot. But
That could be. So anyway, there's a question for you. What can you and your husband not do together that you might just kill each other? So before I get started on this Walmart and Sam's Club technology, they're going to come out with something even better. Now, right
what
now,
we're already doing?
we love the idea of scanning and going.
Oh, yeah, we scan.
But now they might have a little tweak to it.
Oh, really? Make it better.
Make it a little bit better. I'll talk about that in a second. What else? So Terri's always has to go to the bathroom when we go to these stores. Even though she goes before, there's something about the stores she has to go. So if you're in a multi
I drink Kabuka and I have to pee.
Yeah, well,
usually.
if you see a multi-stall bathrooms, you have more than one stall. Which stall do you usually go to? So you go in, right? They're all empty. You got 1, 2, 3, 4. So, we'll say 1 is closest to the door, and then 4 is down, to the back end of the bathroom.
I go right in the middle, probably.
You go in the middle. Well, I just read a story that said you always want to pick door number 1.
Why?
That's closest to the door, because most people avoid that one.
I haven't
And
found
they go
that.
to the second or the third, or a lot of people like the last
stall.
one.
Yeah.
They want to be down on the
sometimes
end.
they're in the last stall, and sometimes at the handicapped stall.
The last one, usually is.
So it's bigger, but
yeah, a lot more roomy. Sometimes I use that at work. I use the roomy one. Then I feel bad because I'm like, well, what if,
someone came in
somebody
and
came in and needed it. So, but I still use it. So I guess I must not feel that
They
bad.
say to pick the first one, but the couple times I've gone
They say
into
it's the
like
cleanest.
Walmart
Yeah.
or someone hasn't flushed or something in that one, and I'm like, ooh, I'm using that.
Why do they have the self flushers where you just get up and it flushes for you?
I know, and some of them don't work sometimes.
Yeah. I guess it just depends. But they say, according to their study,
And I think some people think they have self flushers and they didn't look around
Well,
and
that could
notice
be.
that they didn't have a self flusher and they left a mess in there.
or they just don't care
Yeah.
and they're not touching the handle.
Yeah.
A lot of people where we work, they kick it. That's
Yeah.
why it breaks too. It leaks because you don't want to touch it.
So they
So you
kick it.
kind of push
That's
it.
why you
I shouldn't
wash
say
your
kick
hands, though. That's why you wash your hands. It's not
Well,
like
you
you have to
should.
grab it and put your whole hand on it. You just use one
Technically-
finger, flush it, and then wash.
You say wash, and that's what you should do. That doesn't mean everybody actually, clean their hands, wash their hands, but they don't always wash their hands.
It's gross.
It's kind of gross, yeah. Especially if you're, if like you go in and one of the workers goes in and does their thing and then walks right out.
And you don't hear the water.
And there's
run,
like,
and
wait a
you're
minute.
like, okay.
Hold on a second.
He didn't wash their
I hope that
hands.
wasn't the cook.
Yeah.
What's he handling? Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It doesn't matter what he's handling. Even if he's handing you a receipt, you just I don't want it. Anyway, okay, so that's our bathroom talk for today.
Okay.
So Walmart is confirming that they're going to try some AI technology that's going to change checkouts forever. The question is, do you mind cameras prying into your cart? Now, we have always used Sam's Club, the app, where you scan and go.
Yep.
But when we do the scan and go, what do we have to do before we leave? We've made good friends with the guy that checks us out. He's a really nice guy. I wish I knew his name. I do not know his name.
Yeah, he's very nice.
Super
he
nice.
says, "Oh, you guys are late today."
Yeah, whenever we're late, he knows.
He even knows what time we
Yes,
usually come in.
He does. He's just a super nice guy. I really like him a lot. I don't want him to see him lose his job over something like this. But they're saying that this new tech could be rolled out to 600 Sam's Club stores this year. And
What is it going to count the things for you?
Well, here's what it means. So you would still have to have the app, okay? You would still scan and you still pay. The only difference is you don't have to have anybody look at you because the AI in the cart scans your cart. So you know, like you go through an airport and you go through like the, the scanning thing.
Yeah.
What's that called? I don't know why I can't.
Security.
Oh, I had Penny. Yeah, the security. So you go through the same thing. You would go through your cart. You'd go through and it scans.
Okay, so like where that arrow is, you know how that, and it would scan.
It would scan what's in there,
and
make sure
say,
it's
okay,
paid
you
for.
had 14, and as long as our app
Everything
said
matches.
14,
Yeah.
then it would go.
Yes.
Okay, I see 14 items, and they have 14 items.
Boom. You walk straight
And it'd go
out.
beep, beep if it counted 15 items.
It's like a walk-through airport-style scanner. They analyze the carts, make sure all the items have been scanned and paid for on the app, and that means there's no checking. And a lot of people get irritated because it does,
because they go through the checkout, and then they still have to have them look at their receipts.
Correct.
And they shouldn't have to. If they went through the checkout, then the checkout girl should be responsible for they should have, if you have a regular checkout, and then they should have the scan person.
That's what I never understood that either. But you still got to kind of, because the way the line is, it all heads out one door. So now I don't know if this is going to be a separate door because how they're going to do
one side,
the
one
airport
is
style scan, and you go flying through, and everybody else has got to wait. But so yeah, that's their new system. They're thinking it might be rolled out by the end of 2024.
That would be nice.
I mean, I already like the scan and go, so, and we go early anyway.
Yeah, we go.
So we try to avoid all you people that go later. That's the idea. But yeah, I thought that was kind of interesting because a lot of people get all bogged up. You're right, though. If you're going through a cashier, she's doing it for you.
The cashier people should have, like, they should have our side. You know, maybe we go over to the left more. And the ones that went through the cashier and have a receipt in their hand, they could just go right out.
Right. Yeah, because that just doesn't make any sense.
Because they're right there. And they would have once they go through, they couldn't turn around and go back into the store to get something.
Yeah.
They come through the cash register and right out.
Right. While they're being checked, though, everything's being scanned by that person.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you're going through the self-checkout, then I guess like we do, the scan and go.
And seeing right now, there are people that go through the self-checkout and the checker,
yeah,
the girl
sometimes.
So how can you?
So how do you know who's who?
Mm-hmm. So they have to check everyone.
Well, I guess. But now with the AI, especially with us, the scan and go, you wouldn't have to do that. Just go right through the airport. Boom, you're right. Take your clothes off. You walk right through. Everything's good. Well, you might have to take your clothes off, but, you know, depends on what kind of mood you're in, I guess, at the time. But I thought that was interesting.
Or if you're beeping.
So we're going to go from that. Now, I was going to do this other scientists are confirming what women have always known. We're going to do that in a second. But first, speaking of stores and their new technology and the ways they want to change things, Wendy's is plotting a new menu pricing. So it's going to be more like on demand. In other words, they're investing $20 million, Wendy's is, into digital menus, right? And what happens is the price at lunchtime will go up for a burger, but in slow times it goes down. So if they know it's going to be heavy at lunchtime, the price will be more expensive, another $1 more during busy times. Because it says it will enable the chain. They're going to do $20 million in digital menus. And this will enable the chain to change the price of items depending on the demand. So, for example, the cost could be raised at lunchtime and then lowered right after lunch.
At 2:00.
So it might go from...
So you go at 2 or 3 for your burger instead of at 12 or 1.
Yeah, they're planning to change different prices depending on the time of day, which means like a Dave's single could cost more at lunchtime than mid-afternoon. So you just have people go later, or do people just say, I'm not doing that? It's called dynamic pricing. They say it would boost traffic. How's it going to boost traffic? If you say on demand, so say I'm not going to lunchtime because it's going to be $1 more. I'm going to go mid-afternoon, and everybody else follows you in at mid-afternoon. Does that mean the price goes up?
Yep, it's going to go up then.
Right? Because it just says on demand. So if the price, if it's more busy, then it's going to stay that way until it slows down.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. They're going to start this in 2025, these digital menu boards. I just don't understand I don't know how they figure that this is going to
help them.
Yeah.
You give me a cheaper burger and I'm going to go there more often.
You give me a decent price for a burger.
Yes.
Which are already expensive anyway. I thought they had a price on here. That's not how much. Okay, so a Dave's single quarter pounder costs $5.99 in New Jersey. So the system could increase it by $1 at lunchtime, then drop it by a similar amount during the post-lunch full. So that's what they're saying. If it's lunchtime, people, of course, go to lunch between, I'll say 11 and 1.
Yeah.
Well, just because, everybody's
11,
different.
Yeah.
11:30, right?
To 1.
To 1 o'clock.
1:30, yeah.
So, like you said, mid-afternoon, you go in.
That's when you get your lunch hour, yeah.
But I don't know how this helps. How does this help you business-wise? because to me, it seems like you're punishing people
for taking their lunch
during
to,
lunch.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes you don't have that option of going, you might have a meeting between 1 and 2, whatever.
Yeah.
So I guess you just brown bag it.
That's what I always did anyhow.
Me too. Because I can't see spending
$6 to $10 a day on a lunch.
Well, we have a restaurant in our work, and it's good food. Spring House is good food. But it is a little pricey, and I don't want to spend $10 for a sandwich. And if you add that up, that's $50 just for a week.
Yeah. You could spend
That's a lot of money. And I can take I don't want to sound like because it is good food, okay? And I don't want to sound like I'm bashing
But if
them.
you have any restrictions,
But the problem is
they probably don't have restrictions.
What do you mean?
Like Alexis couldn't go in because she can't.
Well,
have
no, they're
this
not going to
and
have
can't
gluten.
that.
I don't think they have a lot of gluten-free type stuff.
Gluten-free.
Not in this, because this isn't.
Almond-free, this free, that free. She got a whole list of
Well, because this isn't actually the store.
Okay.
This is like an outlet of them.
So
where it just would carry.
In other words, they just carry 2 or 3 specials.
But they have
every
different
day.
food every day. It's different. It is
Okay.
different.
Like they may have, let's say, chicken fajitas one day, and then they may have a few
there's
left over for the
there's
next.
several different items. It's amazing that they might put a chicken fajitas, then it might be like a Big Mac something they call it, or it might be a salad. It might be the menu is bigger than I thought it would be. That's
For
not
every day.
Yeah, and it's not every day. It's 3 days, Monday through Wednesday, because not a lot of people are there Thursdays and Fridays. But my thing is, what I was trying to get to was, and I don't want to sound like I'm bashing, but if you buy a sandwich, right,
Mm-hmm.
for $10, $11, you don't get a side. Where if you go to Eaton Park, I can get a club sandwich
Plus your French fries.
plus my French fries and
Or
usually a drink.
Or if you don't want the French fries, you can get a salad.
Yeah.
A side salad or
but
something.
it's included in the price of whether
right.
it's $12.
Yeah, $12 or $13, $14.
And I just
depending
feel
on-
like I'm maybe not. I mean, it's a pretty big. They have that loaded potato. Thing is about this big. It thing's huge, giant tomato. It's a potato. It's really good. I haven't had. I mean, they've been saying it's good, but that's just me, and maybe I'm just being stingy on my money.
Well, we are, but that's how we've always made
Yeah, we've
it.
always been that way.
Yeah, I
I
mean-
brown bag it. We always have brown bagged it. I don't know.
I mean, maybe once or twice a week go out, but not.
Well, no, we go out to eat. That's not what I'm saying.
But I mean,
if I was in a
even
pinch,
for lunch, like when I worked at the bank, I had to do Friday nights, and I went out on Friday night for dinner hour because we were there until 8 o'clock.
well, yeah, you didn't have lunch and dinner. You
Yeah.
had lunch, but you needed to do something. Yeah, I mean but that was one night,
So that was your
one
so
day.
that way, and they gave you $3 dinner money
right?
back then. That was a long time ago.
That was a long time ago.
Nowadays, you couldn't buy
You
anything
couldn't-
with $3.
maybe 3 fries, maybe. But yeah, I mean, they just gave you something.
Yeah, I mean, it was something towards it. I
Most-
never ate on the $3.
Well, no, you couldn't eat. Even back then, you probably couldn't eat on $3.
If you might have been able to get
A
McDonald's,
bag of BJ's nuts.
McDonald's 4 chicken nuggets and fries.
Could you get a
might have
bag
been
of BJ's nuts?
You might
for
have been able to
$3?
get 4 chicken McNuggets and fries for $3.
Back then.
I figure that was
Yeah,
over
you
20
might-
years
yeah,
ago.
that's true. It was 20 years
Might
ago.
have been 30 years
You
ago.
could get 2 bags.
How old's RJ? 37. It was almost 40 years ago.
Oh, brother. Thanks for bringing that up. No, I didn't feel old till just now. Thank you very much.
Well, I worked.
All right. Scientists have confirmed it, Terri, that this is what women have always known. I'll see if you've always known this, that men really do let themselves go after marriage. Have I let myself go?
I don't think so.
Said men start piling on the pounds within 5 years of tying the knot, according to this new study.
Well, RJ's not married and he's already piled on there a little bit.
He's because he used to work out and he was working out.
Up until COVID, I think he did.
And I think COVID and staying at home
COVID, staying
As,
at home and having 2 babies.
It kind of changes you. It says men have become fat, lazy, and fat and lazy after the marriage. 5 years. That's all it took. And then they said they discovered that marriage is associated with a significant effect on BMI, with an extra 5.2% of married men being overweight and obesity rates increasing by 2.5%. Do you think I've let myself go, Terri? Have I let myself go?
Nope.
I've tried not to, but there's times I feel like, ugh.
You're still getting on that, aren't you?
I am. Well, when I can. I missed yesterday, but I did get on the bike today. I'd like to get on it.
Sure.
I'd lose some weight. You lose a lot of calories
Yeah.
doing that. I heard that from a very wise
dad.
man. Yes. That would be like 50 years ago. Remember? Stayed overnight and, boy, I was in the wrong room. Jeez. I hear you lose a lot of calories. I'm like, oh, no. You couldn't stuff a pillow in my ear. There was, to
Big
keep
enough.
that sound down. Oh, my gosh. Anyway. All right, so my wife, this is it, Terri. I found, you'd like the kids to get married, RJ and Lauren, and I found it. I know exactly where
How
the
they can
kids
do
can
it?
get married. I've got the story right here. It's the venue that just
What is it, McDonald's?
keeps on getting. No, it's not McDonald's. I'm trying to find. Hold on, I want to get this other. I had a story about. Okay, first we're going to start with this. It's all about weddings. This next section of our show is going to be about weddings. Because
Yeah,
Terri
like 2
has
of our
said
kids to get
that
married.
she'd like them to get married, and I have where this Kentucky couple got married. We'll talk about that in a second. But first, they did this new study into wedding planning, the habits, the behaviors. They wanted to uncover the most time-consuming parts of the entire wedding planning process and found that the average person, engaged person, spends, I'll ask you, how many hours a week do you think they spend planning their wedding?
20 hours a week. I don't know. 20 hours a week.
Oh, you already answered.
You
You should say, what is 20 hours? 12 hours a week.
Okay.
So you're pretty close. I mean, you're 8
20
hours
hours.
off.
Yeah, I was over.
The average engaged American,
And not me, I didn't, but
I bet you plan more than you think you did. So many hours a day.
the shopping for the dress. But then once I found,
Well, it wasn't like we had.
No, and we
got
didn't-
married
we
at
didn't- we didn't do the big venue thing.
No, we got
and
married at
didn't-
the lodge, not the lodge, American Legion. We had a
That's
nice
where we had
big
the
room.
reception. Yeah.
It was nice reception. It was nice. We had Danny cater it.
Yeah, I
Had a
mean,
DJ.
all we did, your mom called the caterer.
This is back in the 80s, though.
Yeah, but I mean, your mom called the caterer for us,
That was Danny's. Yeah,
and we went to the church and had meetings with the pastor.
right. We had 2 pastors
Mm-hmm.
at friendship communities. They both
took part in the
yours and
ceremony.
mine,
Yeah.
yeah.
And then,
But-
I didn't do the big expensive bridal shower dresses. They bought their dresses off of leftover prom dresses.
Yeah.
Got a real good price on them.
Were they pink,
Yeah, they were like a shrimpy
pinkish,
pink color.
shrimpy, pink?
And the girls, because their shoes showed in the dress that I showed, they went and they bought the same shoes. They wanted to all match.
So they were saying that most engaged people will find themselves in wedding planning mode over the course of 11 months, logging 528 hours of planning from engagement to the big day.
One of
I mean, it's
one
a
of the
lot.
girls that graduated with Janet did it the right way. Her fiance, or they weren't even, I don't know if they were engaged or not, got a job out of state. And he said, "You're not going with me?" And she said, "Well, I didn't hear any commitment." And so he said, "Will you marry me?" They had 2 weeks. That's the way to do it.
Shotgun wedding.
She wore my sister's dress and in her sister's veil. She kind of mixed it up so that she didn't. And Yeah, they got married in 2 weeks, and she went with him. I don't think that's the bad weddings,
No,
really.
it's not.
I mean, finding a venue that might be open, like if you want a reception, might be hard. But
It's hard to plan a wedding under 20,000.
oh yeah, but yeah, that's what. I mean, that's
I mean, you could do
Zach
it.
and Sarah say, I ain't spending no 50 grand or more on
No,
a wedding.
put it
they
towards-
say it all
Well,
the time.
yeah, they all have houses, but you put it towards something tangible.
Yeah.
Not that a marriage is not tangible, but I mean, it's to take
a
that
big
money and it
party.
just, it's a big party and it's over in the blink of an eye.
Yeah.
It's all said and done.
And I don't think you get that much in gifts, even if you put 50,000 into a venue.
50,000.
You know what I mean? I don't think you get that much back out of it.
What do you think is the most time-consuming activity? What do they put the most time in trying to?
Table settings, like the
Well, that's close.
it's you know what I mean?
It's where the tables go.
Oh,
The venue.
the venue,
That's the most time-consuming. Trying to find
the right venue
the
for
perfect
you.
venue.
Mm-hmm.
This couple in Kentucky, they got the perfect venue. I'm going to tell you about it in a minute.
Okay.
That's the number one. A quarter of the survey had admitted that this process was the most challenging and tedious part of was just trying to find the right venue. But this couple in Kentucky tied the knot in a gas station restroom. That's right. You heard me right.
A gas station.
A gas station restroom. They enjoyed their first dance under a disco ball next to the men's urinals. Tina and Logan Abney married in a Hops Shops men's bathroom in Kentucky. After the couple tied the knot, the bathroom turned into a disco room with music. They loved their unique location and the special disco feature of the bathroom. The couple said I do in front of their nearest and dearest in a gas station urinal.
That's gross.
They wanted to do something special when she tied the knot with her new husband, and the 23-year-old who works at a convenience store chain Hop Shops, decided her place of work in Verona tickled all her wedding boxes, ticked them all, and it was a perfect location. Specifically, the blushing bride thought the men's bathroom was the ideal spot to celebrate their love, wishing to utilize the disco lights and the amenities. Surrounding family and friends, coworkers, and customers. I don't know, maybe it's Tiana. Tiana walked down the slushy aisle on Valentine's Day with her husband. She wanted to do something different. Well, I think we can all agree this is definitely different.
I don't know about that one.
I think this is perfect. I really do. I think this is the way
Not in the restroom.
to go. Absolutely.
Outside.
Excuse me, when you're right in the middle of, I got to pee. And you just turn around, unzip, and boom.
Right in front of everyone.
You can continue now. She wanted to do something different, and she said she wanted something to tell her friends and her kids whenever they have kids. Now, the Hops Shops bathroom looks ordinary, but with just a push of a button, it is totally transformed into a dance floor, disco ball, and all. So there you go. If you're looking for a venue, maybe the Hops bathroom with disco lights and all is the way. You know, you just put a little something fancy on the urinal. You never notice. So what do you think, Terry? Kids can get married in a bathroom. Won't cost as much. Couldn't cost that much. Throw a disco ball up in the bathroom. Range has some of the nicest bathrooms you'd ever want to. If you're going to get married in one of those bad boys. They're roomy. You know, what do you think? No, you're not buying it. Think the kids wouldn't go for it?
They don't rent out that room. They have Santa Claus in and stuff, right?
No, not really. Yeah, but anyway, so the bathroom's not the go. You don't think that's the way to go?
I don't think so.
No. You wouldn't want to say I do next to a urinal?
No.
Really? What if they had one of them like fancy little things you put in the ball, that smells real pretty? Would that help?
Potpourri.
They have these little
potpourri.
urinal mats. Helps keep the urine smell down. Some of them can smell, especially when you're activated. One of the guests is using it while you're in the middle of your vows.
Yeah, I don't think so.
You can hear the while you're saying I do. All right, well, Terry says no to the bathroom. I'm just trying to help. Trying to get, it's either that or Elvis. Go to Vegas and have Elvis marry you. I don't know.
I'd rather have Elvis.
You'd rather have Elvis? Mm-hmm. Burning love. Mm-hmm. Afterwards, you can have peanut butter and banana sandwiches.
Yep.
Sounds pretty good, doesn't it? All right, we come back. We'll talk about, what are we going to talk about? How many times people have sex? There's a good one.
You've been wanting to say that.
Yeah, I forgot about that one. I had that's the only thing I had written down. These other ones, these all came up just late. They were all late to the party. Then we also have a lady that found her wedding cake. But wait till you find out what year her wedding was. That's all coming up next. So you want to start a podcast, maybe you're listening to the show today and you're thinking to yourself, boy, that would be fun, and I have a lot of things I want to talk about. Maybe today is the day. Maybe you're looking for a new marketing channel, or you have a message that you'd like to share with the world, or you just think it would be fun to have a talk show. Now, it is a lot of fun, just talking to your friends. Maybe you have ideas about sports, life, or whatever your passion is. Today's the day. Podcasting is easy, it's inexpensive, and it's a fun way to expand your reach online. And where should you go? Buzzsprout. It's hands down the easiest, and it's the best way to launch, promote, and track your podcast. And your show, believe it or not, can be online and listed in all the major podcast directories in minutes, like Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcast, and you wouldn't believe how many more there are. And they make it simple to join all of them. Podcasting is not hard when you have the right partners, and Buzzsprout is the team to join. They are passionate about your success. You can join over 1,000 podcasters already using Buzzsprout. We're one of them. We've been on Buzzsprout from the beginning, and I'm so glad I joined up. I had a little bit of an issue, emailed a customer service rep, and they got back to me within 5 minutes, and they had me calm down. It wasn't that hard, and what I was doing was my fault. So here's all you got to do. Click on the link in the show notes. It tells Buzzsprout we sent you. You can support our show, and if you get a paid plan, you get a $20 gift certificate from Amazon. Now, here's some other things that Buzzsprout provides. Like, you get a great looking podcast website. Now, a lot of people think, oh, I got to get a website, got to pay for that. No, you don't. They provide it for you. Also, they have audio players. Maybe you have a website. All you want to do is promote your show on your own website. You can do that with their audio players. And you can also drop it into other websites and on Facebook or Twitter. And they help you do it all. Believe me, Buzzsprout is the way to go. They've helped me immensely, and I've had a lot of fun doing it. So maybe today is a day for you to start your podcast. And if you do, check out the link below in the show notes and get a $20 Amazon gift card. So, Terry Lynn,
Yeah.
what do you want to talk about? Okay, I'm going to have you point. We can talk about this story first or this story. So it's in my right hand, story number one we can talk about, or my left hand, we can talk about this story.
Well,
So
left
you pick.
hand.
Left hand, you would. You are just, even when you don't know what I'm going to say, you just know how to just take the fun out of it.
Of course I do.
A woman finds her cake, a tier of her cake from her wedding. And it was in her bottom of her freezer from 1968. Rochelle Marr said that she might have to add a little bit of icing.
She never replaced
to
a
the
freezer in that?
55
We've had how many freezers since then?
I know. Unless she just, I don't know, 55-year-old cake that she found in the bottom of her freezer. I'm thinking that I might not eat that. I don't know that would be.
Thinking I wouldn't eat it.
She said that she was doing a deep clean of her freezer. Well, I'd like to know how long it's been since you did a deep
Because our
freeze.
freezers, our deep freeze we've replaced. We've replaced our original refrigerator twice.
Yes.
And we haven't been married 50 years.
She said that she saved the wedding dessert after the nuptials, and it stayed rock hard in a succession of freezers. So apparently she's had several freezers over the past 55 years. And then she forgot all about it because it's been moved from freezer to freezer. So I thought I'd better look at it, and I saw there was a date and some writing on it, and then recounted to the outlet. The writing said, "Do not open until 2018." I guess she kind of missed that. Then realized it was her wedding cake, a fruit cake made by the mother of one of the bridesmaids.
Ew.
So that's, I know, fruit cake. So it really wasn't the wedding cake. It was a fruit cake. She said that her intention had been to experience a little wedding nostalgia by eating the cake with her husband on their 50th anniversary. However, the couple had long forgotten the plan. That happens when you're married for that long. And then he passed away in 2023. And so now you're at 55 and he passes away, and one of her sons spotted the cake at the bottom of the freezer. And that got the things, kind of things going. Talk about the plans they wanted to do with this vintage cake. But I don't think you should eat it. Do you?
No, I don't know if I would.
She says she plans on adding a little icing for the special occasion. So apparently she's thinking about eating a 55-year-old fruitcake. I've never been a big fan of fruitcake anyway. Are you a big fan of fruitcakes?
No.
No? Not a big fan?
No.
What is a self-cleaning bathroom worth to you? Like, what would you give up to have a self-cleaning bathroom? Would you give up anything to have the bathroom cleaned? Well, you pretty much do, because I usually clean the bathroom anyway. So I guess you really don't have to give anything up.
I used to give up a day a week to
Just clean the
bathrooms. But I did,
We're in the middle of a
scrubbed the shower down and did it,
a shower rehaul. And we don't have a shower now. We have nothing in that bathroom.
The wood and planks.
Yeah, just some, you can see the pipes and the
planks and then
we're ready for a new shower. Something that doesn't, a corner shower that doesn't hit the toilet when you open the door. Mm-hmm. That was just so stupid on my part.
Hey, it worked for 12 years.
It did. It did work for a while.
That was a quick fix while everyone was here.
I know, but
Nathan,
if I'd have done
Alexis, Anika, Zachary.
Yeah, I know, but it's just stupid. A lot of people, believe it or not, 1 in 5 would give up half their salary, half of their annual salary to have the bathroom that cleans and sanitizes itself forever.
I don't know if I would think that it was cleaned and sanitized well enough.
Well, how do you know? I mean, it might be a robot that just knows how to clean. Steam cleans the whole thing. Close the door and zap all the stuff out of there. They said a new survey found that other sacrifices they make to never have to clean a toilet again include giving up eating takeout, watching their favorite show or series, and a year's worth of internet access. They'd give up. Not, you notice they didn't say anything about their phone.
Yeah.
I didn't mention that. With the average person admitting that they're guilty of having at least 2 bathroom blind spots. I don't know what does that mean? It's no surprise that 34%
like they don't clean their toothpaste out of their sink or something.
Yeah, it could be. Most challenging room to clean. And it is challenging to clean.
It is.
First of all, it's small.
But
it's all kind of...
You know what? I don't think either of us are really messy in the bathroom.
Well, it depends on what you eat.
Well...
if you have a bean burrito, it might be, and it goes down wrong.
I know.
Or a 55-year-old cake.
But then I usually, clean it up myself a little bit, I make sure
If you leave a skid mark on the back of the toilet,
I try to.
Does that mean if you leave a skid mark, you're too far back?
I don't know. I
That
think
you're trying to relax too much?
I don't know.
Because if it's on the seat too, then you've got.
Oh, that's
you know what I mean?
really gross.
You're way too far back.
Yeah.
Don't you think?
Yeah, and then you need to wipe that off yourself. Take a white one,
Now,
wet one.
are you saying that if
yeah.
I had issues, like if I had, like my hands were tied for some reason, and I couldn't do it, you wouldn't come in and douse me down?
I probably would.
Or would
if
you
I
just
had
pull
to,
my pants up and say, deal with it?
That's so gross. Then I have to do the laundry.
I know.
So that would be even worse.
Now you got 2 skid marks.
That's
for 'em.
not even funny because, like when you said, come change my diapers, and I said, that's not funny on the radio anymore because I was helping take care
I
of my
know.
father. It's not
I know,
funny
it's not
whenever
funny.
you
I know
start
that.
having to do it.
But it's, I always tell Fen, I'm changing your diaper now because you're going to owe me. When I get older, you can change my diaper.
What's he say?
He doesn't know what I'm talking about. He doesn't know. He's only 2.
Well, I know, but when you
He just
say
goes,
that to him when he's
"Ha."
5 and when he's 10, and he's going to be like, no, I ain't. I'm not doing that. Daddy's going to do that.
Yeah. Anyway, so the 34% find the most challenging room is the bathroom, and they say it's due to because of people's bathroom habits. And it's funny, you just mentioned something that I didn't even see on this story: leaving toothpaste or makeup stains on the mirror or sink, forgetting to flush the toilet, or peeing on the back of the seat
It's like
and
gross.
around the toilet. What is it with people you can't control? You're supposed to grab on it. You got to take a hold of that bad boy. Tell them who's in control and aim it down in the damn toilet. And also put the seat up. That would help too. That you wouldn't have to pee on the seat. If you just, I know sometimes you get out in the middle of the night, right? Usually my first or second pee, and you got to get up. You feel a little lazy. Well, just sit down then. You're not a wussy if you
I've
sit
sat
down.
down and been, I don't know, and it's come out in between the 2 seats all over the floor. I don't know how it squirted that way, but I clean it up. I don't leave it there.
I just thought of something.
Like when I had kidney stones, you didn't know which direction it was coming
I
out.
know.
No, it's like
I was thinking, did you ever go in it's late at night, right? And you go to pee and you think, I just want to sit down, and you didn't think that all the seats were up, and you almost fall, and your ass is in the water in the toilet. You better hope somebody flushed the time before, because that's happened. I was just, and you've gone too far. Like, wait a minute, you have to hold on to the side of the toilet before you do a complete plunge.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's some. Oh man. Oh well. So also said that the survey also shows that 39% would be embarrassed if their guests used the bathroom when it was dirty. I hate to have somebody. I'd like to try and at least make it look like it's sanitized. You can do that. You can kind of hide some of the
major stuff.
Pick up the.
No one tries to
think?
hide anything.
Well, yeah. 2 in 5 think guests seeing their home dirty is stressful. It's as stressful as a day of work because they didn't get to the bathroom. Sometimes it's hard. 60% say they only sanitize their bathroom before entertaining. I do it once a week, sometimes twice, depending on how bad.
I always did it once a week.
Terri destroys
when I was home, I always did it once a week. I mean, but then the kids had their chores, so we got done like just the wiping off and this, you know what I mean? Because their chore, they sanitized with just a clear sanitizer.
Yeah.
The shower, and that kept down, a lot of the soap scum buildup when all the kids were here. One of them did it twice a week. Plus, I scrubbed with a scrub brush once a week. Yeah. But a couple times a week, they sprayed, Lysol or something just in the shower. They didn't have to wash it all off. They didn't have to scrub it. And they wiped the toilet seats. And they swept the bathroom floor because, like, my long hair and everything. And they swept the floor. And,
I know about your long hair. That little robot vacuum, boy. I'll tell you, your hair's wrapped around it.
And RJ actually thanked me for teaching him to clean the bathroom because he lived with some pigs in college, and he said that it would be a horror. He would be living in a mold fest in the bathroom if he didn't do it because no one else was going to do it.
You ever gone into a person's bathroom and thought, "Oh,
I don't really want to.
I don't want to go in here."
Mm-hmm.
Have you? Yeah.
Yeah.
I know I have.
It doesn't look like it's been cleaned in
my-
like a month or
yeah.
two.
I don't even want to say it. When my grandmother passed away, I went over there and it was not good.
Yeah.
Men don't, I mean, if you don't know how to clean,
Or they just didn't care.
or just didn't care, I don't know. Still kind of gives me the weebies. Anyway, okay. The average American, the average person, may have a pretty active love life, but that doesn't mean this story has a happy ending. A survey of 2,000 sexually active adults explored what goes on behind closed doors and found 20% say their favorite part of sex is intercourse. Wasn't that what sex is? Intercourse? Is that the same?
Yeah, some people might like foreplay.
On the other hand, 30% said
They like foreplay.
foreplay. Interesting enough, respondents...
Makes them feel more united, the necking and the kissing and the, all that. Makes them feel more united, more intimate with their lover.
The foreplay, the playing, the touching,
So, ooh, that feels good, baby.
They said that the respondents say intercourse is the least likely thing to happen in a sexual encounter, surpassed by kissing, as you said, foreplay, cuddling. On average, most people spend about 11 minutes kissing. Do we spend 11? I never counted it. 11 minutes. 11 minutes kissing before sex.
I
Kissing,
don't think so.
swapping the spit,
We did all that before we got married.
Terri always does a tonsillectomy on me. It's pretty good. She used to. Those days are over. Used to be really active. Your tongue was really active at one point. It's not as active as it used to be. Is that what happens when you get older? Your tongue just becomes less active?
It's lazy.
It's
Maybe it got
lazy.
fat. Maybe it got fat too.
Lazy tongue.
Maybe it got fat too, and it can't move as quick as it used to.
They say you spend 18 minutes during the deed, 15 minutes cuddling afterwards. There you go. What's wrong with that? Then,
unless you roll over and.
Well, yeah, a lot of people say they've left wanting more. The survey finds that people have this is amazing to me. I just don't think we ever had this. The average person has sex 4 times a week. Did we ever, like when we were married, we were rabbits, but I don't remember being
when we were first
4
married.
times a week. Then when you had kids.
And then we had kids within.
You basically
I was
just
pregnant
said-
for our first anniversary, so.
When you had kids, you basically had said by saying, F you too. Just walking through the hallway.
I remember locking ourselves in the bathroom.
Oh,
just
yeah,
to
we
get
did that once.
A moment together.
Yeah, we did do that once.
We couldn't even get together. We had to go to the bathroom together and
And
lock
even-
ourselves in.
And
just
even
to
then
get,
they were knocking on the door.
Yeah, Mommy, what you doing in there? Can't
Criticizing what I was doing.
I can't even get a moment's rest without you kids up my bum.
One person up my bun is enough. I don't need all evens up there. 61% wish their sex life was even better. A majority of respondents who are in serious relationship share the same desire. 1 in 7 find themselves always wishing that sex lasted a little bit longer. Maybe you just weren't quite on the edge like you want to be. More than half of women shared they could do with more kissing. 56% of men wish that sex itself lasted longer. Well, that might be your fault. In fact, half of people in serious relationships admit to thinking about someone besides their partner during sex. Okay, that's the question I have for you. Have you ever, maybe in a moment of lapse, thought about, someone else? Maybe a movie star that kind of... Because I remember, you know what? Back in the day, I can remember... It was the best summer of my life. Terri had read a book called 50 Shades of Grey. That was the best summer of my life.
You really think so?
Oh my gosh. Yes. Yes. It was, I mean, it seemed like every other page. We were heading back up to the house. That's what it seemed like.
I remember that.
Oh, man. I'm telling you. And even on vacation, we went to Nag's Head.
I was on a different book
And
then.
it was, I know, but it was just, oh, it was fantastic.
You know, those romantic.
That, I mean, that's a little more than romantic, though. That's into a little more, that's hardcore, those books. The movie didn't even come close to what those books were like, you know? Anyway, I digress. According to most people, the best sex happens in the morning. Most people like afternoon delight.
Most people like afternoon delight.
A little smaller percentage. More people like morning, a little less like the afternoon. Some like evening. I just like to get it when I can get it. I mean, I'm not really picky
We used
anymore.
to always like afternoon delight.
Afternoon delight, absolutely.
But then then kids came along.
A lot of people like spontaneous sex, but that's hard to do when your partner really doesn't, you know.
wanted.
You got to pick and choose your moments. You know what I mean? You can't just pounce like a dog and just take it, or a duck. Ducks just, they're rough, I heard. That's what a friend of mine tells me. The ducks are just, they're mean, cruel. But anyway, 50% of people try to prioritize pleasing their partner. 34% admit that they're more of a receiver than a giver.
And that's what's wrong with their relationship then.
Not getting, yeah, you gotta
give.
You
to
got to give.
receive.
If you're getting, you got to give, right? You got to give back. Give a little back.
I have wee
What's the
little
matter?
hairs that are real
Well, you're the one that
long.
tried a new haircut, so I don't want to hear about it. You want to tell them about
But
your
this-
haircutting
no,
experience?
I've got this
I see
the
it.
long one.
Yeah. You want to tell them how you cut your hair? Why don't you tell people how?
Off the internet.
Off the internet,
Two
Terri decided.
ponytails,
Go ahead.
one strategically placed, and
I
then
want-
you put another ponytail. Say you want to take 2 inches off or 3 inches off, you put it right there, and then you cut it right there. And it
No, you
got to
explain it better because
nice.
we don't have. I wish we could do this on video, but so here's what I come in and you have a ponytail
up front,
up the front, not at the very
Like
front.
right behind where your bangs,
You've got bangs.
would be. Yeah,
So right behind you have a ponytail. Okay. Then right behind that was another ponytail.
right on the crown. It has to lay right exactly on your crown, and you have to pull all the hair to the crown,
Right.
and then ponytail it tight up against your head.
So you got to
in
picture
those
having two
places.
ponytails pretty close together.
Right. And then say you want to take 1 inch or 2 inches off or whatever, which I had to take less off the back because my last haircut was like a bob, so it's shorter in the back than it is in the front. So I took less off the back. I only took about 1 inch, 2 inches off the back, and I took a good 3 to 4 inches off the front.
And what was
And
this supposed to do?
Then you go to where you want to cut. Like you want to take 2 inches off or 1 inch off, and you put another ponytail thing there, and you just cut it straight. It layers your hair.
So basically,
And it did. And my hair looked really, I still think it looks pretty good. It's just, there's a couple little hairs I must have missed that are real long.
so basically, think about this when we're telling you about ponytails. So she's got a ponytail in the front, but she also has a ponytail above that same ponytail has like two ponytails in one
Right, in one
bushel of
ponytail,
hair.
yeah.
Because you say bushel of hair, I don't know.
I don't know.
And then the one behind that is the same thing. You put one, and then you put another one on
Right.
top of that.
Right.
And then what's left, you could either cut all the way off or just cut the amount of hair you think you want to cut. And this was all done because Terri was on the internet, and she saw this and thought, well, she was going to get her hair cut because we're going to a party next week. And, well, this is going to be the day out. This will be after.
Yeah.
So we'll talk about the party the next time because it'll be after. So we'll talk about our party. It's called Denim and Diamonds. And I don't know what I'm wearing.
I do. I know what I'm wearing.
I know you know what you're wearing.
I already went through clothes.
Yeah. I saw what Penny's wearing. She's got like a blue jean dress.
Oh, that's neat.
And then she's got some cowboy boots. But I don't really have anything. I mean, I have jeans. But I was thinking maybe, should I wear a cowboy hat? Big old giant belt buckle. Go in there with some big old boots. See, I don't want to buy stuff. You know what I mean? I don't want to buy for something I'm not going to wear.
Boots too.
You do. Those brown
They're not
ones.
black, but they're
brown.
brown. And I don't have something.
I don't think it really matters, does it?
No, I'm going to go with the black. I'm going to wear the
Boots?
black. No, I'm going to wear the black dress with a blue jean jacket over it.
Oh, okay. What's your bling? You got to have some kind of diamonds. You're going to have some bling?
I don't know.
You got to have bling.
Got all kinds of jewelry up there.
Maybe
but
we
who
can
knows?
bedazzle it. Remember how there used to be really popular, that bedazzle
Bedazzle,
stuff? Maybe I could bedazzle my
Black
pockets of the
shirt.
back of my pants and run it down my legs. The pants legs, not my legs. Or do something to my shirt, like bedazzle. I'll go in all bedazzled. I'm here. Look at me. Please don't. So it should be fun. It's a casino night. So it should be fun.
Yeah. They always have good food when we go to those
Oh, yeah,
things,
great
so.
food. Well, anytime you don't have to cook dinner, that's a good thing. It's not a bad
Yeah,
thing.
but they usually have didn't they have filet mignon one time when we went?
I told you the menu.
Yeah, you did.
But I
and
can't
it sounded
remember.
good because
It
I
was-
picked something.
Yeah, you did. Well, it's all they had. It wasn't like you picked one or the other. We didn't pick a meal.
Yeah,
You-
this
this
one
is what they were serving.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's in South Point, so we're going to go
Oh,
there.
that's nice.
At that
Cause
Hilton
then
Garden.
You don't, yeah,
We've
because
been
then
there
we don't
before.
even have to go to Pittsburgh. But there's been a couple Christmas parties that we've went to Pittsburgh or something.
Some people are getting the hotel rooms, but I'm not staying. Oh, that would be fun. I mean, it wouldn't be bad to stay because we don't do that.
No, we wouldn't. We could,
You know.
we could do that. We could get one and then call that for our anniversary. Just do our anniversary a month early.
Yeah, we could, but I think we'll do something for our anniversary. We got to do
Okay.
something. We have to do something. We will go stay with the lady that
No, that's okay.
that
We
took a
did that
dump in the middle of the
before.
night. We went to a bed and breakfast. It was an Amish. We went to what was that called? Sweet sugar. No,
Sugar Creek.
is that what it's called?
Yeah,
And we stayed at bed and breakfast, and the lady was really nice.
she was.
Amish, and it was all Amish, but the walls were very thin.
Mm-hmm.
And Terry and I were late
We
because
were trying not to laugh.
it was very late, and we were on our phones, and because that you don't have any. This is in April, and the lights they didn't have a lot of electricity. It was like candles and stuff, but we had a little bit of light, and then all of a sudden, for some reason, she decided she needed to use the bathroom,
she
which was
probably
right
had
next
to, you know.
to our bedroom. And let me tell you something, it was like a bomb went off. It was, and then I looked at Terry, and Terry looked at me. We started laughing.
We couldn't stop.
And I'm sure she heard us laughing at her bowel movement. Sheesh. And that's our anniversary, and that's what I have to remember is a bowel movement by an Amish lady. Lucky me. It's just so, but she was very nice, and I don't remember the meal. Do you remember the meal? Did we have a meal? Oh no, we went to that restaurant.
We
That
did
Amish
things all
restaurant. That
day.
was really good.
And then and she had breakfast for us. I think she just had breakfast for us
Yeah.
in the morning.
So let me ask you this before we go.
And then we spent the whole next day around there doing
Yeah,
things
and then we
too.
headed home.
And then we headed
Yeah.
home. Yeah.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how do you think the show went today? I thought it went pretty good.
Pretty good.
I thought a lot of these stories came up
realize,
today.
You know, you're trying to tell me that I'm low on the sex department.
I didn't say that.
I know you didn't say
I didn't say it.
but you brought that up because you said how many times do you think the average person?
Well, I know 4 seems, that's a lot. I mean, I'd probably be walking around a lot with a smile on my face, but that's beside the point. That's a lot. Or I could be sleeping in midday. What's wrong with you?
You ask menopausal women that
Oh, I
question,
know.
and I bet you none of
know.
them are doing it 4 times a week.
I know.
You're lucky if you get it once a month from some of them.
Yeah, I know. That's not what I said. I asked you to rank the show. I didn't ask you about the sex.
I think we did pretty good
I
today.
thought it was, half this stuff just came up today.
Oh, well, that's neat.
That's pretty good. Because I thought this is interesting to talk about. It's hard sometimes to find stuff
that seems
that we can grab,
actually talk about.
We can grab on. You know what I mean? You grab on and you go and maybe bring something that reminds us of something we did or, something. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
I just picture us going through the hallway. F you. No, F you. Got 3 kids running around. That's the best you can do. All right. So anyway, that's it for today's show. Don't forget to subscribe. Now, as I said, we are now officially on YouTube. So if you type in Just Talking, TALKIN out loud, you'll see. The only thing I don't like about it is I tried to, the picture looks nice that comes up, but when you click on it, then it's all off center and I can't fix it. I don't know how to fix it. So I may have to change that, but it's not really about the picture. Although it is about the picture, because when you have a nice picture, it kind of brings people to it.
Yeah.
And so now I got to figure something out. But anyway, we're on YouTube, and we also have SpeakPipe. So if you'd like to leave a message about this show, go on the bottom of our show, and you'll see the link. Click on it. Little microphone comes up. I tried it. I tested it. I know it works. I was Bob. I said, "Hey, this is Bob. I'm calling about the show. You guys make me laugh." Then I hung up and I waited because I didn't know how to get the messages. Couldn't figure out how to get the messages. So then I went to SpeakPipe and there they were. Okay. But it also gave me an email. So it also leaves us our email, which is justtalkingoutloud@gmail.com, or you can follow us on Facebook or Twitter at Just Talking Out Loud. And every Monday we have a new episode. Now, I don't know exactly how Terry's going to Florida, so we've got to figure all that out.
Oh, yeah, we'll have to
because she's allowed to have a vacation. Ron's not allowed to have any days, nothing.
Oh,
Ron doesn't get nothing.
You're allowed whatever you want.
She's retired. I get no days, nothing.
You're allowed whatever you want.
So I think we should up something else.
You could go with me, but you don't want to go.
It's not just you. If it was just you, I might think about it.
No, you wouldn't, because I asked you if you wanted to go to Florida, and you said no.
You didn't ask me. I thought you were just going with them. You never said with you. I don't want to drive down. I'll fly down.
Well, we're flying.
Are we going to do something down there? Are we going to go to like a special beach or anything?
I think we should for next year plan like to go like into the Keys or something and do something we never did before.
We've never, Oh, I know what I want to talk about. We'll do it next week. We'll talk about the
snorkeling or something,
The one attraction that people think is a waste of money. You might be surprised of what that is. We'll leave a teaser for next week.
Okay.
How about that? So thanks for listening. Appreciate it. We're out.
Have a great week.
Thank you for listening. We hope you enjoyed today's show.